Please take your seats. Thank you, Anita, and the band. So today is Remembrance Sunday. We just want to think this morning about the importance of remembering, or if you like, the importance of being remembered. And I want to start thinking about the God who remembers. Now, the word remember can mean two different things. It can mean recalling something that you've forgotten, as in, oh, I remember. You recall something that's gone out of your mind, but it also means to keep in your mind. As on Remembrance Day, I will remember. It's to choose to keep, to not forget, to never forget. So not just to remember having forgotten, but to never forget is another understanding of the word remember. And that's what we mean when we say the God who remembers. God keeps in thought. He doesn't suddenly bring things to mind. They're always in his mind. He never forgets. He's a God who never forgets. So what does God remember? What does God remember, and why is that important to us? Well, God, firstly, always remembers his promises. This is from Psalm 105. He remembers his covenant forever. The promise he made for 1,000 generations, the covenant he made with Abraham, the oath he swore to Isaac. God always remembers the covenants, the promises, the agreements that he's made. He never forgets what he has promised. And we regularly see a reminder that God will always remember his promises, always remember his covenant with us. Anybody tell me what it is that we often see that will always be a reminder to us? I know Leah knows. Rainbow. This is Genesis 9:16. Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, God says, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on the earth. It's a reminder that God is a God who remembers. But it's important to know that God remembering his promises is not just about them being in his head, if he has a head. Let's not get into that this morning. It always includes his action to fulfill them. It always includes him working to fulfill those promises. Deuteronomy 7 verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord your God is God. He is the faithful God, keeping his covenant of love to 1,000 generations of those who love him and keep his commandments. He doesn't just hold on to his covenant, he keeps it. He is at work to continue to keep those promises that he has given. The statement that God is remembering his promises always includes the vital truth that he is keeping those promises. He is always acting to bring them to fulfillment. We've just sung, haven't we? Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop. You never stop working. God always remembers all his promises to you, and he is always working to fulfill them. What else does God remember? God always remembers his people. And again, his remembering always includes his action on behalf of his people. So just from Genesis alone, having a quick look this week, Genesis 8, God remembers and rescues Noah from the waters of the floods. Genesis 19, God remembers and rescues Abraham when destroying Sodom and Gomorrah. Genesis 21, God remembers Sarah. Genesis 30, he remembers Rachel, and in that case, he enables them to conceive children. Genesis 39, God remembers Joseph in prison and causes him to receive great favor as he is in jail. God keeping us in mind is shown by his action on our behalf. Does anyone know, anyone remember what the criminal set on the cross says to Jesus? The one criminal has a go at him, the other one says something to him. Do you remember what he says? He says, remember me. Luke 23:42. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. There's this picture of him. He's saying, Jesus, can I become one of those that you remember, that you give yourself for, that you live on behalf of, that you die to save? Will you keep me in thought when you go into the heavenlies? And Jesus replies with these words, truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise. Jesus says, yes, I will remember you. I will act on your behalf to save you from death. Not because of anything you've done. He's a criminal. He's on the cross for a good and right reason. But Jesus says, I will remember you. I will bring you to be where I am. And all it takes, by the way, is us to turn to Jesus and ask him and give ourselves to him. God remembers you. And this is what it means from Romans 8:28. In all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. God always has you in his thoughts. Always. And he is always at work on your behalf. Let me say that again. God always keeps you in his thoughts, and he is always at work on your behalf. So we're going to sing a song just to respond to this first part. God always remembers his promises to us, and we ourselves are never out of his mind. And I want us to sing together, Sovereign Over Us. The words say this in the chorus: your plans are still to prosper. You have not forgotten us. You're with us in the fire and the flood. You're faithful forever, perfect in love. You are sovereign over us. So if you're able, let's stand and we'll sing this song together.